is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
The time right now is 4:27 here on your Tuesday morning. Thanks for starting your day early with us here on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. We begin with breaking news from overnight. Police need your help finding 3 suspects accused of killing a worker at a Subway restaurant.
This happened on the city's northeast side near 75th Street and Shadeland Avenue. They do have photos from the scene of who they believe these armed suspects are, covered in masks, concealing their identity. The worker there was shot and killed, so they're still working to learn more about what happened here, and they need the public's help if anyone knows anything about who those men may be. Another story we are following for you today has to do with the fate of several hundred, possibly, workers who are bus drivers for Indianapolis Public Schools.
There will be a board meeting tonight where these workers will learn more about their future. This transportation announcement happening in the past few days. IPS announcing they will no longer be contracting their buses with Durham. Now this resulting in possibly the loss of more than 500 jobs. So a lot of people in central Indiana impacted by this separation between the school and the bus company. We are going to follow this closely and what this could mean for those hundreds of workers.
Right now we do want to bring in our own Todd Clausen on this Tuesday and talk about what we can expect in today's forecast. Todd, good morning.
Good morning. Did you like yesterday?
It was fine. Yeah. I mean, I can't complain.
All right, well, we're going to do it all over again throughout the day today.
Hit repeat.
You know, lots of clouds, not much in the way of any sunshine heading our way, but temperatures this morning, not all that bad. We're sitting right around the freezing mark, and these temperatures should not drop off much more throughout the course of your morning commute. If you're in northern locations, don't be shocked maybe if you see a flurry, but nothing major, nothing of consequence, at least here throughout the day today. So it's just kind of another quiet day. Temperatures really don't move much at all. We'll go from where we are right now at 30 degrees up to 35 for your high temperature later on this afternoon. We'll finally work some sunshine in here by the end of the week, but it's a very, very quiet but gray end to January here across the area. But we're not dealing with any Arctic air, so that's always a positive.
Yeah, yes. We're not going to complain.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Well, we're still continuing to mourn the death of Kobe and his daughter Gigi and all the other people who are on board that helicopter that crashed on Sunday.
And we have seen tributes across the globe begin to pour in, including a mural done by an artist who painted some work here in central Indiana not too long ago. So we'll be taking a look all over the world at what different monuments and different arenas, as you see here, are doing to pay tribute to the NBA legend. We'll have more on that, plus news, weather, and traffic to start your Tuesday.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 4:30, Metro Police are asking for your help this morning after a Subway worker was shot and killed during a robbery. The brand new information investigators want you to see.
And the dangers of vaping are becoming more and more clear. The troubling new statistics about the vaping numbers here in the Hoosier State.
And Indiana's Safe Haven baby boxes are already proving their worth. How a baby left at one baby box is bringing joy and a new start for one Hoosier family. It's 4:30 here on our Tuesday. Thanks for waking up early with us on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. Meteorologist Todd Clausen is here. And Todd, you should have just stayed in bed today.
Yeah, we
could have just replayed your forecast from yesterday, because it's going to be kind of the same.
I would have loved that option. I would have loved that option. It felt good this morning. As you walk out the door, you're walking out to a little bit of patchy fog, and temperatures aren't bitter cold. That is the good news. Here's your visibility map, and as I always tell you, anything below 1 mile, that's when we start to run into some issues on the roadways. And you see everybody to the north is reduced a little bit, 4 miles in Peru as well as Muncie, 5 miles in Lafayette. I'll keep an eye on these numbers for you, so just know that there is a little patchy fog out there, and with temperatures right around freezing in northern locations, it could be a little freezing fog, and that could result in maybe a few slick spots out there. So just be aware of that. Visibility not as much of an issue as you work your way to the south. You notice temperatures, though, in the same ballpark, right around 32 degrees in Bloomington. 31 is the temperature in Indianapolis. So we have the clouds that are in place. To the north, not only do you have a little bit of fog, there could be a flurry or two. I wouldn't worry about the flurry potential. Even if you did see one, it's just a flake here or there. But look at these clouds. They're just expansive all across the area. And so as we work our way throughout the day today, very little, if any, sunshine. If we saw any, it would be later on this afternoon. So you can kind of tuck those sunglasses away, unfortunately, once again today with temperatures, Lauren, topping off right around 35 degrees.
Todd, thanks so much. Here is a live look right now. Your commute through the downtown area. Traffic's moving along up to speed. Still pretty quiet here at I-65 and Washington Street. No problems here to slow down your commute. So let's take a turn and look out towards the airport on I-70 here near the ramp system. You can see traffic west of FedEx is moving along smoothly, eastbound and westbound. So if you're heading out to catch an early morning flight, you shouldn't have any problems getting there on the interstate. We do begin this morning with developing news. This is on the city's northeast side. Police continue to search for suspects accused of killing a restaurant worker during an armed robbery last night.
The incident happened around 7:45 at the subway on Shadeland Avenue near 75th Street. Overnight, investigators releasing these photos of the suspects. Police say 3 male suspects dressed in black with face masks and backpacks entered the store. We're hoping to get these pictures up for you here shortly. At some point, we're told there was a struggle between one of the suspects and the employee was shot.
We would welcome any tips or any assistance from the community. We will be using every resource available to us to find the people that perpetrated this crime. This is absolutely inexcusable.
It is unclear if the suspects got away with any money. Police are also not saying if any customers were in the store at the time, but no other injuries have been reported. As always, if you have any information regarding this crime, please call IMPD homicide detectives at 317-327-3475. You can also leave an anonymous tip by calling Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS. We do have those pictures of those suspects on social media, and we will get those up for you on the air shortly.
It is 4:33. Also developing at this hour, police in Lebanon are investigating a shooting that sent one man to the hospital. This happened just after 7 o'clock last night in the 800 block of Cohen Street in the Hoosier Estates neighborhood just off Lafayette Avenue. We're told when officers arrived, they found a male victim who had been shot in the chest. He was taken to a local hospital and then transferred to a hospital here in Indianapolis. Witnesses told police that the situation started as a verbal argument between the victim and another man. The suspect has not been identified. Police are still trying to find him.
Now to a story we've been following that could affect hundreds of Hoosier workers. The future of IPS transportation is expected to be discussed at a school board meeting later today. Last week, we learned that for the first time, the district will not operate its own transportation department. That means 135 staffers directly employed by IPS transportation will lose their jobs. And at least 550 people may lose their jobs when the district ends its current contract with Durham School Services, which runs a large portion of the routes. We will continue to follow this story and bring you the latest developments.
It is 4:34, covering the State House this morning. Indiana lawmakers are working on a bill that would address the skyrocketing costs of some life-saving medications. Senate Bill 421 would make epinephrine injections free for people under the age of 18. It also says that makers of EpiPens face major backlash in 2016 after prices for a pack of 2 auto-injectors rose to more than $600. The company has since introduced a generic version. The bill would also cap the total cost for a 30-day supply of insulin at $50. The cost of 4 most popular types of insulin has tripled over the past decade. The average price for someone paying out of pocket is now $450 a month.
Also at the State House, hundreds of young Hoosiers gathered yesterday for Youth Action Day. It was a chance for them to spread the message of a smoke and vape-free life. Governor Eric Holcomb says he's pleased to see how many young people are passionate about getting the word out about vaping carrying a dangerous risk.
We're seeing just an alarming increase in vaping in the state of Indiana, and that trickles all the way down to middle school and high schools. The very intention of e-cigarettes and vaping was to get people to scale back smoking, nicotine. And unfortunately, it has been a contributor to more people starting.
A recent study found Indiana is tied for the second largest increase in the number of vapors from 2016 to 2017. That was the latest data available.
I just did not know that it was as dangerous as it is.
It was very,
very tough. I wouldn't wish it on any parent ever.
This morning, a family is sharing their story after their son was put on life support after vaping. 17-year-old Avon High School student Tyler Ware and his family are warning others about the dangers of vaping.
Tyler says he first tried vaping his freshman year, but soon the now junior was vaping daily. Then one day, Tyler says he told his mom he couldn't breathe. They went to the hospital where he was diagnosed with double pneumonia, massive destruction, and fluid in his lungs. He spent 10 days in the hospital, 7 of those on life support. The family says they hope to use their experience to serve as a warning to others.
We learned a valuable lesson. And, you know, I hate that he was the example, but I'm extremely proud that he's going to sit here in front of you all today and say I messed up.
Everybody's maybe doing it. It's maybe the cool thing to do. At the end of the day, your health and your family is more important than just ending up in the hospital, because at the end of the day, that could happen.
Tyler says if you don't feel comfortable talking to a parent about vaping and the health issues you think it might be causing, go to a doctor. As for what was in the vape that might have caused this near-death experience, that remains under investigation. And a new initiative in Indiana is helping teens and young adults who want to quit vaping. It's called This Is Quitting. If you need help to stop vaping, text Indiana to 88709. You'll then receive tips on how to quit. If you enroll in This Is Quitting, you will get 1 support text per day for at least 60 days after your quit date.
It's 4:38. January 22nd is a day Jennifer and Mario Melgoza will never forget. It's the day when their family was complete, and they say that's thanks to the Safe Haven baby box at Franciscan Health up in Hammond. The couple had been trying to adopt for over a year without any success. Then they were contacted about a baby who was in need of a home. Grace was the first Safe Haven baby in their area, so the process took a little bit of time. But after waiting months, the trio officially became a family last week. There are currently 20 Safe Haven baby boxes in the state of Indiana, with plans for several more to be installed.
After more than a year spent recovering from a devastating injury, Victor Oladipo will return to the court for the Pacers tomorrow. On Monday, fans flocked to Bankers Life Fieldhouse to sign a Welcome Back Vic banner.
Was so pleased when the Pacers got him. That was kind of a trade everybody thought, oh no, and then look where that's grown into. So Victor, hope he can come back and I don't say blend in, because the team is really foreign right now, but I can't wait to see him with some of these other young players, and it's going to be exciting.
If you didn't get a chance to sign the Welcome Back Vic banner yesterday, you'll have another chance today from 10 this morning until 5 tonight. Again, Oladipo will return to game action for the Pacers Wednesday, that's tomorrow, against the Chicago Bulls at Bankers Life Fieldhouse.
As the world continues to mourn the loss of Kobe Bryant and his daughter, members of the community are honoring the memory of 7 others who were killed in that crash.
And the FDA has issued a warning to the makers of Purell. Coming up, what the company is accused of and why the agency says don't believe everything you read. Todd.
And the good news is there's no real Arctic air anywhere in the Midwest, as temperatures are in the 20s and 30s. The bad news is we just don't have much in the way of sunshine heading our way in our Tuesday forecast. Nonetheless, we'll talk all about it in the rest of the week coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues. The time now is 4:40. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
As the world continues to mourn the loss of Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi, friends and family are remembering the 7 people who died along with them.
10 children lost either a mother or a father in Sunday's helicopter crash. 3 players on the 8th grade travel basketball team founded by Kobe died as well. One of those killed is Christina Mauser. The 38-year-old juggled 3 kids, managed her husband's band, and coached girls basketball full-time. The family says the loss is difficult for the entire community.
It's huge. You got so many families that are affected. My brother lost his wife. My nieces and nephew lost their mom, but there's other families that lost their wife and their child. Kids lost their mom and dad and sibling. This is big.
Authorities are still trying to recover the bodies of 6 of the victims. The cause of that crash remains under investigation. Meanwhile, Time magazine will honor Kobe by featuring him on the cover. It shows the basketball legend from the back holding a ball and taking a final bow. The magazine hits newsstands on Friday.
And the University of Connecticut women's basketball team honored Bryant's daughter Gigi Monday night. The team laid out a jersey and flowers in honor of the 13-year-old before their game against Team USA. Players also wore messages paying tribute to her on their sneakers. Gigi hoped to play for UConn one day. The team later tweeted out a picture of the jersey and flowers, calling Gianna, quote, "forever a Husky." Taking a turn now at 4:44 in Washington, President Trump's attorneys will continue laying out their defense today. The team focusing on proving the charges against the president are outside the range of impeachable offenses. Trump's attorneys waited until the end of the session to address allegations in former National Security Advisor John Bolton's upcoming book. In it, Bolton reportedly writes that Trump directly told him to withhold approved military aid to Ukraine until its president agreed to announce investigations into the Bidens. Democrats using this information continue to push for witnesses, but the White House counsel dismissing the allegations, saying quid pro quo is not a basis for abuse of power.
I just think it's going to be enormously difficult to rationalize why you can conduct a fair trial without witnesses, and particularly one as central as this.
Please understand what I'm arguing is that purely non-criminal conduct, including abuse of power and obstruction of Congress, are outside the range of impeachable offenses. That is the key argument I'm presenting today.
After opening arguments wrap, senators have 16 hours to submit questions. A vote on admitting witnesses and new documents to the trial is likely to come Friday or Saturday.
It is 4:46. The Supreme Court has ruled in favor of the Trump administration, allowing the White House to deny legal permanent residency to certain immigrants based on financial qualifications. Under the new rule, green cards can be denied if immigrants are currently on public assistance or will likely need assistance in the future. The administration can now enforce the rule nationwide, except Illinois, where a lower court has blocked its implementation.
The Iowa caucus may be a week away, but yesterday the just as important caucus was held. Senator Elizabeth Warren's golden retriever Bailey did some campaigning on her behalf at Drake University. Bailey even held his own selfie line, just like his mom. Joined by Drake University's Griff the Bulldog, Bailey and Griff took selfies for 18 minutes, which is essentially 2 hours in dog time. The duo was then rewarded for all their hard work with a puppuccino from Starbucks.
So cute.
You know, maybe that is the key to America finally coming back together. We've been so divided over so many issues here. Just dogs. We need more dogs out there. All right, Todd, let's take a look at what the weather is like today.
And they are cute, I'll say that. All right, outside right now we're dealing with some minor visibility issues, and I show you this not so much because you're going to run into some fog on the roadways. As long as these don't drop below 1 mile, I think we're in decent shape. What this essentially is showing you that there's some moisture out there suspended in the atmosphere in the form of some clouds. And I pointed out because temperatures in northern locations are still hovering at or just below freezing, and that would mean some freezing fog for you. There could be a slick spot or two on the roadways, especially those bridges and overpasses, and if you left your car outside, there could be a pretty good layer of frost on that. So be aware of that, mainly in northern locations. Not as much of an issue from the metro area to the south. 31 degrees, that's the current temperature. The winds out of the west-northwest at 6 miles per hour. Today is a day very, very similar to yesterday in the sense that we have lots of clouds around. Temperatures will not move much at all. Temperatures this morning, not bad. We're sitting at 30 degrees in Greencastle, as well as Martinsville, 31 in Indianapolis, 29 in Richmond. Our normal low this time of year is 21 degrees, so we're well above that, and we'll continue to see our temperatures climb throughout the course of the day today, very, very slowly because of those clouds. So 30s here throughout the morning hours and really 30s throughout the entire day, but we get back above freezing by the time we get to the noon hour, 34 degrees by the time we get to 2 p.m. and then high temperatures today will level off right around 34 to 35 degrees. Temperatures only go up about 5-6 degrees throughout the entire day today, and that's due to these clouds that are in place. You'll see a few returns on radar to the north, showing a few flurries drifting in off of Lake Michigan. Not going to cause any issues, even if you're traveling to northern Indiana or along the toll road today. That shouldn't cause any issues for you whatsoever. But TrueCast just confirms that these clouds are going to be very stubborn throughout the day today. I really don't think they thin much at all during the afternoon hours. So essentially, it's just an overcast sky for us tonight with the clouds in place still. Temperatures will hold very steady, right around freezing. So you'll need to have the jacket handy. And then tomorrow morning, you're waking up to temperatures that'll be a little bit cooler. We'll be in the 20s across the area. And then throughout the day tomorrow, another day. Another cloudy day with temperatures in the mid-30s. The change in this forecast does not arrive until Thursday. That's when we finally work a little bit of sunshine into this forecast across the area at 39 degrees. The clouds quickly come back, though, but warmer temperatures do return as well. Saturday, there could be a little bit of a wintry mix late as the temperatures get back down closer to freezing, and could start off as a little bit of wintry mix early Sunday, but by Sunday afternoon, partly cloudy, 46. Monday looks like a great day at this point, partly cloudy and a high of 54. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Here is a live look right now at your commute. This is on the near south side, I-65 here near Keystone Avenue. Traffic is quiet this morning, traveling up to speed. No issues to slow you down. So let's take a turn up to the northeast side. Here's a view of I-465 near Fall Creek Road. You can see traffic there is picking up this morning. All lanes are open. We'll continue to keep a close eye out for any crashes or delays that might slow you down.
At-home DNA testing company 23andMe is cutting nearly 14% of its workforce. This comes as the demand for the genetic testing service decreases. The company's CEO says privacy concerns could be a possible factor. She said the tech industry needs to, quote, better communicate privacy standards to build trust. The company also pointed to fear of an economic downturn, possibly discouraging people from purchasing the $100 to $200 testing kits.
The FDA is cracking down on one company for making false health claims, also telling consumers not to believe everything you read online. In a letter to Gojo, the makers of Purell, the FDA ordered the company to stop making unproven claims. At issue, the Gojo's claims is that Purell may kill the Ebola virus. The FDA says no hand sanitizers have been tested against Ebola. The letter also calls out the company for claiming that Purell kills MRSA and other germs, and it can reduce student absenteeism by 51%. The FDA doesn't say these claims are definitely untrue.
Super Bowl week is here. Coming up, we take a look at how the league is celebrating and how they honored the life of Kobe Bryant.
And coming up at 5 o'clock, Fishers police are using new technology to get a better look at your license plate. Why they say it will improve your safety. But first,
I'm Vinny Politan. Coming up today on Court TV, day 5 of the Harvey Weinstein rape trial. We are live from our New York City studios, bringing you all the details of all the testimony from inside the courtroom as prosecutors try to prove that this man, Harvey Weinstein, former movie mogul, is actually a predatory sexual offender. He's facing the potential of life in prison. We have live reports all day long right here on Court TV.
Vinny, thanks. Don't forget you can watch the all-new Court TV live on your mobile device by visiting CourtTV.com. We'll be right back.
Doors were even there.
Super Bowl week is officially underway. The Kansas City Chiefs and San Francisco 49ers still have a few days to get ready for their battle for this year's Lombardi Trophy. But both teams were out in full force Monday for opening night. The event features thousands of fans, a Q&A session with the teams, and appearances by former players. Football, however, took a back seat as the night began with a moment of silence for Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and the 7 others killed in Sunday's helicopter crash. Players from both teams then shared the impact Bryant had on their lives. After the solemn moment, there was plenty of time for fun. Looks like a blast, and I wouldn't be mad about being in Miami right about now. Thankfully, though, as you've been telling us all morning, Todd, we're not dealing with any Arctic air, which is pretty typical this time of year.
Yeah, or any snow for that matter. You know, January ends later on this week, and we're probably going to go into the record books as the 9th least snowiest month for the city of Indianapolis. So it's been a very wet month for us with a lot of rain, but not much in the way of snow. And as you look at your 7-day planning forecast, the next best chance of any substantial precipitation would be a little bit of a wintry mix late Saturday night into Sunday, but at this point that doesn't even look like anything major. Until then, the best bet for any sunshine in this forecast will be Thursday with a high of 39. The time now is 4:57. Stay with us. We're back in just a few minutes.